Hello, welcome to the news. First tonight, Sunderland have officially asked for a tribunal date to determine what compensation they will receive for David Bellion. The 20-year-old Frenchman signed a 4-year deal with United yesterday, and although he was a free agent after leaving Sunderland, the Wearsiders will be entitled to some compensation because he's under 23. The player himself says he's excited to join the Reds, but is prepared to wait for his chance in the first team, as Mark Sullivan reports.
The Reds' first summer signing, David Bellion, arrived at Old Trafford without too much media hype. The 20-year-old Frenchman, dubbed as the next Thierry Henry, put pen to paper on a 4-year deal and said it's a dream come true to play for United.
Well, it's fantastic because I couldn't wait to sign and belong to Manchester United because, like well, I was saying, like a dream come true when you're a kid, and I worked hard to be a professional, and now I am in Manchester United, so I'm really over the moon. But you know, just is the first impression that I still have to learn a lot, and you know, I'm not. I don't have like a bad pressure or scared or about this. You know, I'm really happy and excited to play for Manchester.
In the early stages of his United career, it's likely that Bellion will spend some time in the reserves. He only started 5 times in the Premiership for Sunderland and needs to gain experience.
Well, I didn't play too much game as a regular startup to say if I'm really if I adapt a lot. But when I play sub, you know, when I was to come in the pitch, the player helped me a lot to know how can I improve on my game if I start some games, or you know, for the adaptation.
Any time spent in the reserves will mean teaming up with coach Ricky Spragia. The pair worked together at Sunderland, and Bellion's looking forward to seeing him again.
Yeah, because he's the one who saw me in Cannes when I was playing for Cannes, and he was my reserve coach in Sunderland, and he was good for me. He was a good help and gave me always good advice. He's a good man, so I'm looking forward to see him again.
And for such a young man, Bellion's attitude will delight his manager. He's focused on winning trophies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a goal. Win medals for sure. Win medals, score goals, win games. Everything is about winning.
Hungry for goals and hungry for trophies. United hope their latest investment will help to provide both. Mark Sullivan, Red Hot News.
And the Cameroon international midfielder Eric Djemba is believed to be the next player to sign. The 22-year-old should make the move from French club Nantes for around £3 million tomorrow. And don't forget, you'll be able to see that on the Red Hot News. And you'll be able to have your say about the transfer situation in about 10 minutes' time. Former Red star Lou Macari is here taking your calls and emails. The lines will be open shortly, so let's hear from you. That's Talk of the Devils, Lou Macari at 6:30. Now, in stark contrast to David Bellion's low-key signing, David Beckham's move to Madrid has dominated the world's media. Becks was officially unveiled as a Real Madrid player this morning and said it was a dream come true to join the club. Mandy Henry reports.
Having passed a 90-minute medical yesterday and tied up the £25 million deal at the Bernabeu last night, David Beckham was finally unveiled in Madrid today. The midfielder was handed one of the famous white shirts by Real legend Alfredo Di Stefano, the Argentinian striker who made the club such a force in the 1950s and 60s. Speculation over what number Becks will wear stopped when it was revealed his shirt will be number 23, made famous by basketball star Michael Jordan. Beckham now joins Real's modern galaxy of stars, which includes Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, Raul and Carlos, and insisted he couldn't wait to get started. Speaking at the press conference, Becks stressed how happy he was to have finally completed his move to the Spanish Giants.
I have always loved football.
A mí siempre me ha gustado el fútbol.
Of course, I love my family.
Por supuesto, quiero a mi familia.
I have a wonderful life.
Y tengo una vida maravillosa.
But football is everything to me.
Pero el fútbol es todo para mí.
And joining Real Madrid is a dream come true.
Y formar parte del Real Madrid es un sueño hecho realidad.
So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for coming and joining me in my arrival. And gracias. Ala Madrid.
With the formalities over, Beckham made his way out to greet the thousands of fans who'd gathered to get a glimpse of their new idol. He showed off his skills on the pitch and with a bit of keepy-uppy and the crosses that made him famous. A young fan who managed to get past security onto the pitch was greeted with a hug, and Beckham ensured he went home happy when he gave him a Real shirt. It's believed Beckham will now take a 3-week break after today's unveiling before joining up with his new teammates for pre-season training under the watchful eye of new Real coach Carlos Queiroz. Mandy Henry, Red Hot News.
And just a reminder that later this evening on MUTV, another chance to see our world exclusive as David Beckham talks to Steve Bauer about leaving United and says goodbye to the supporters. That's a Beckham exclusive. Farewell to the fans coming up at 8 and 10. And Steve is back here in the studio tomorrow evening with Paddy Crone taking your calls and emails. That's Crone and Bauer in extra time at 6:30. Now, as we reported earlier this week, Gary Neville believes he will be fit for pre-season training. It's a credit to the medical staff at United that his rehabilitation has been so successful, but there's still lots of hard work ahead, as Mandy reports once again.
After missing 2 pre-season training schedules in the last 3, Gary Neville will be desperate to return to fitness as soon as possible. The latest signs from the defender are that he'll be joining the rest of the squad back at Carrington next week. But sports rehabilitation specialists say it's important to be able to do several things before even kicking a ball.
Gone are the days in football where they did 3 laps of the pitch and then played a bit of 5-a-side. What tends to happen now is that because the game is high speed, they have to be very agile athletes, and so he needs to be able to have all that sport-specific skill before he returns to sort of full football training. So he's going to have to be able to change direction, stop, start, land on the leg, pivot off the leg and move quite quickly from standing starts and from changes of direction. Here's the metatarsal I've got hold of here. I mean, just literally, if he was kicking the foot with the top of his foot, the outside of his foot, that would cause the foot to twist, and so you're putting quite a lot of stress down the bone itself. If he's pushing off and pivoting, he's going to land and twist the foot in this direction, which again is going to stress the foot. So he's probably, especially in the modern football boot, going to take quite a lot of load through his foot. He's not wearing a highly supportive shoe. So he's going to be very much have to have the strength to avoid this twisting causing damage again.
The metatarsal injury he suffered caused him to watch United's race for the title from the sidelines, and now, although on his way back to fitness, he faces a gruelling pre-season.
He's going to be probably put through it quite hard. I mean, a player like Gary Neville will have good, what we would call base, aerobic capacity based fitness. He's not going to have just been sitting on the beach and he's in the closed season. He's probably going to be working on a bike, probably swimming and doing other activities to maintain a base level of fitness. So he's not coming back from you or I coming off the street. He's going to be coming back from a lot higher level. And so it will be a case of probably improving his capacity to run rather than improving his fitness capacity.
Having joined in the trophy celebrations on crutches, Neville will be keen to be fit for the Tour of America. He doesn't have much time to get back in action, but it's a massive boost for Sir Alex Ferguson that he may be able to pick the defender sooner than expected. Mandy Henry, Red Hot News.
Now here's your chance to win the trip of a lifetime.
Manchester United are off to the States for their pre-season tour, and MUTV's bringing you all 4 games exclusively live. And we've got a great competition where you could win a pair of tickets to see United take on Juventus in New York. Thanks to Continental Airlines, you and a friend could be flying out on one of their daily flights from Manchester to New York. You'll get to spend 3 days right in the heart of the Big Apple, and of course we'll be at the Giants Stadium on the 31st of July to see United take on Juventus. To be in with a chance of winning this fantastic prize, just answer this question. What is the name of New York's famous park? Is it A, St. James's Park, B, Villa Park, or C, Central Park? Call now on 0906 55 45 777 and you could be off to New York to see the Reds take on Juventus.
Now, United legend George Best is lending his support to a liver disease awareness campaign. Best underwent a life-saving liver transplant last year and, along with a group of MPs, is helping to draw attention to the problem. Mark Sullivan has more.
United legend George Best has been helping to launch a new MPs group which aims to raise awareness of liver disease. The 57-year-old and his wife Alex joined politicians to promote the all-party hepatology group at the Houses of Parliament. And he said he's delighted to be able to help.
Well, it means personally a lot to me, because hopefully it's going to, the fact that it's an all-party group make people aware that some people at the top level are taking an interest in liver disease, which is growing at a tremendous rate all over the world, and in this country in particular. And the fact that I survived and hopefully will for quite a while means that now that I'm around, I can hopefully do a little bit to put something back and make aware to a lot of people that the suffering that's going on and how many people are dying from this terrible disease.
Best had a life-saving transplant on his damaged liver last year. Now the new group of MPs from all parties will push for more information, research and treatment of liver diseases. And those involved with the group are delighted to have Best lend his support.
George, I don't like to call on him too much, but he's wonderfully supportive and is doing a great deal to try and raise money for liver research in my institute at UCLH, and we're getting some success, and I hope there will be a George Best laboratory working in liver disease within 12 months or so.
Football mad as ever, Best hadn't failed to notice the day's big sports news involving a certain David Beckham.
I think it's a good move for Real Madrid. I don't know about David or Manchester United, but the only people that matter at the end of the day are Real Madrid, and they look like they've got a bargain and a hell of a good player.
Meanwhile, United's original Magnificent Seven will now help boost the profile of the all-party hepatology group. Mark Sullivan, Red Hot News.
That's it from the news team. Stay tuned for Talk of the Devils.